Good afternoon, everyone. It's your English class, and today we are. Okay, please stay connected. It was the internet glitch. So let's begin the class. Punctuation and capital letters. We are going to study about this. Why punctuation marks? So first of all, we will understand why these punctuation marks are mandatory, why we should learn them. When we speak, we do not go on speaking continuously or in the same tone. We pause while speaking. Even our pauses are not of the same duration. Some of them short, while others are pretty long. And sometimes we raise our voice while at others we lower it. We lend a particular quality of voice to same words to convey a particular meaning. Marks of punctuation perform the same function as pauses and stresses perform in speech. So, dear students, in this point, we have understood that whenever we speak, and we write continuously, we don't speak. Means we take some pauses to show that that thing is that separate from that. Okay, for making this separation and for giving the clear understanding what is being spoken by someone, we use these punctuation marks. One or two examples are here. You need to understand these examples. The wrong mark of punctuation or the absence of punctuation mark where there should have been one would convey a wrong meaning. Take these examples. So sometimes it happens we put the wrong punctuation mark and by this it gives the wrong meaning, right? And sometimes we don't use this punctuation mark and the meaning is not clear. So let's read these sentences and understand. When are we going to eat, mother? When are we going to eat, mother? So by this sentence it appears that someone is asking to eat the mother and he's asking about the time, but actually we do not want to convey this meaning. But meaning we want to convey that is different from it. So here we need to use the punctuation mark so that we can give the clear meaning. See the second example. I hope you like her father. I hope you like her father because she is my best friend. So, dear students, by this, it appears that this sentence is totally wrong because she we have used for the father. Actually, we are not talking about the father, right? So that's the addressing word. But punctuation mark we haven't used. That's why it gives the wrong meaning. So that's why it is told that we should learn the punctuation marks. Do these sentences convey any meaning? Are we going to eat, mother? In sentence 2, have we used she for her father? Let us know, put some commas. So dear students, so like these things we are not going to say. Actually, we haven't mentioned here the punctuation mark. That's why these sentences are giving the wrong meaning. So let's read these sentences. When are you going to eat, mother? Now meaning is clear. We are asking to our mother. Mother is an addressing word. We are asking to our mother, when are we going to eat? Means we are asking the time for going to eat, right? So this is the real meaning what we want to convey. Second, I hope you like her. I hope you like her. We are saying to our father, I hope you like her father. Father is again that's the addressing word because she is my best friend, right? So she we have used for her, not for father, right? Now we have used comma here and proper punctuation mark. That's why meaning is crystal clear. Next, main marks of punctuation. So now, dear students, we have to understand what are the main marks of punctuation. So basically 8 main marks of punctuation are there. First is full stop, second comma, semicolon, colon, mark of interrogation, mark of exclamation, apostrophe, quotation marks, or inverted commas. So basically about these punctuation marks we are going to study in this chapter. So let's begin with the full stop. C point, full stop. First point, we use a full stop to close a statement or a command. So dear students, whenever we have to say any statement, whenever we have to give any statement or we have to give any command or order, means imperative sentences, we have to speak that. In that case, uh, to end our sentence, we should use the full stop, right? Two examples are written here. Eggs are rich in protein. Sentence is complete. That is statement. We are giving one a statement in this sentence, so that's why we have used full stop in the end of the sentence. Bring a dozen eggs for the market. We are giving the command and we have used here full stop, right? So in the end of the any statement or command, we need to use full stop. This point we have understood. Now come on the second point. We use a full stop after initials or abbreviations, like Mr. S.K. Agarwal, Mr. Surinder Kumar Agarwal. PM means Prime Minister. So dear students, whenever we have to use short forms, so that time also means initials for abbreviations, we can also use full stop. First letter we have to use and then we have to mention full stop. So in that case also we can mention the full stop for abbreviation, and initial means for the short forms. Third point, we use a full stop to indicate a decimal fraction, sorry. So decimal fraction के लिए भी हम full stop use करते हैं, like 56.2, 22.8. Okay, for this term also we need to use the full stop. Now this point, next page. In modern English, full stops are often omitted. In abbreviation, USA are both acceptable. Similarly, U full stop dot means N dot O dot and UNO are both acceptable. So in this point, this has been told to us that in modern English, we can use full stop, and without full stop also we can use the abbreviation or initials, right? Both are right? We can say USA with full stop, U full stop, S full stop, A full stop, and we can directly also say USA without full stop. So both are right. In Mr. like Mrs. Doctor, full stop can be omitted. Means हम यहाँ पे omitted कर सकते हैं, छोड़ सकते हैं full stop को जब हम short form लिखते हैं, abbreviation लिखते हैं, right? So now let's talk about the comma. D point comma. In the comma is shortest pause. It is used to separate words in series, right? Whenever we write some sentences, so some words in a sentence, and to separate that series, we need to use comma. Second meaning of comma is usually and. Instead of and, we can put the comma, like our new teacher is competent, experienced, and sincere. With the last two options we need to use and, with other options we need to use comma, right? जब हमें किसी एग्जांपल्स को जो उसके अंदर वर्ड्स दिए जाते हैं उनको जोड़ना हो तो हम कोमा यूज करते हैं, बट लास्ट वाले दो जो ऑप्शंस होते हैं उसके साथ हमें एंड यूज करना होता है. The food they served was delicious, nourishing and affordable, right? So comma we have to use here, and the last options we need to use and, right? Note that before the last word, which is preceded by and, then we have not used a comma. This point I have told you. Second point, to separate phrases in series. Whenever phrases are there in series in any sentence, so to separate them, to show them individually, we need to use comma also, like sending or sitting, eating or drinking, sleeping or walking. He is always thinking of his past. So phrases we have used to show them separately, we need to use comma there. Point number 3, to separate short clauses in series. To separate short clauses in series. I do not know who is he, how he got in, or why he is here. So whenever we have to use short clauses in the sentences to show that like individually or separately, again also we have to use their comma to show them separately. Okay, like as we have done in the point number 3. Point number 4, to set off a noun of address. Whenever we have to address to someone, then we have to put the comma of after the name of that person, like Mother, may I have something to eat? I'm talking to mother. That's the addressing word. Since I'm saying to mother, mother, may I have something to eat? Right? So after mother, we need to put the comma. And sometimes this addressing word we use in the last of the sentence. So that time before that addressing word, we have to use comma. Like, may I have something to eat, mother? So before mother, we have put the comma. So this sentence can be said in both the ways. To separate the parts of a date from one another and any words flowing the date. To separate the date from the year, like means like whenever we write the date and year, so to make them separate, we need to use comma, like October 19 2019, right? So to make them separate, we have used after the date comma, right? On October 19 2019, we shifted to our new house. So again, we have used comma to make them separate. Point number 6, to separate the part of an address. So whenever we have to write the address and the subparts are written in the address, so that time also we have to use comma, like Sultan Chand and Sons Private Limited 24. That's the house number, like that is a building number, Daryaganj, New Delhi. So whenever we write the address in subparts, to make them separate, we have to use comma also. Point number 7, in a letter after the salutation and after the complimentary clause, we need to use comma. So whenever we write salutation, dear ma'am, dear sir, or complimentary clause, you were sincerely, you were truly, you were obediently. So after that also we have to use comma, as we have seen here. Point number 8, to separate expressions like yes, no, oh well. So whenever we use these expressions like yes, no, oh well with the sentence, so to separate them, again we have to use comma after them. Like, yes, I will certainly come. Well, I'll see what I can do for you. So yes and no, oh well, with these words also we need to use the comma. Point number 9, to separate expressions that are in opposition, right? Opposition. So Shri SD Rastogi, the chief secretary, was the chief guest. So in this point, dear students, we have to understand whenever we have to use the opposition means referring word. Whenever we use referring word means such a words which give the more identification of our previous word, that is called referring word, means apposition, like Shri S.D. Rastogi, the chief secretary. So we are talking about Shri S.D. Rastogi, who is the chief secretary, was the chief guest. Now see the next sentence. Mrs. Mukherjee, a new manager, is a very gentle lady. So the new manager, that's the referring word. We are giving the more identification of Mrs. Mukherjee. So these appositions we have used here, and to make them separate, again we have to use comma before and after them, right? Point number 10, to separate a question tag from a statement. So whenever we write a question tag after the statements, there also, to make them separate, we have to use comma. Like, this news is true, isn't it? So isn't it, that's a question tag of this statement. So to make them separate, we have to use comma there, right? See the next sentence, you weren't absent, were you? So again we have used question tag. So before question tag, we need to use the comma to make them separate, right? So these are some points about the comma. And now come on the next page, point number 11. Then we'll do this exercise. To separate a reported speech from the rest of the sentences, he said we should learn from our mistakes. So dear students, we know that whenever we learn the reported speech, and to write the reported speech from the reporting speech, to make them separate, two speeches are there, reporting and reported. So whenever we write the reporting speech, after that we have to mention the comma, then we have to mention the inverted commas. So after the reporting speech and before the reported speech, we have to mention the comma to make them separate. Basically, comma is used to make the things separate For this purpose, comma is used, right? Point number 12. Whenever a brief pause is needed to give greater clarity to our writing. So whenever we have to give a short pause, right? And purpose of short pause is to give the clarity regarding our writing. So that condition, for that purpose also, we need to use comma. Like, to prove my point, comma, I produced a certificate. Means we want to separate the thing, like this point is different, this phrase is different from that sentence. To prove my point, I produced a certificate. So comma I have used here, right? Next, the day after she visited her grandparents. So this part is, this phrase is different from the sentence. To give the clear meaning, we have used here comma. She is, as far as I know, a very reliable person. So as far as I know, that's a different part of this sentence that's not included, means after that is. So that's why we have used comma before and after to make them separate, right? So this is all about using the comma. Now, dear students, of the behalf of this understanding, I want to do this exercise with the help of you. Exercise 1, put commas where necessaries. You have to put only comma, nothing else, where there is a like a need of using the comma. So now you will let me know where we have to use the comma. Sentence number first, sir, I shall willingly obey your orders. So where we have to put the comma, who will let me know? Firstly, please wait, let me take the attendance, then I'll start. Please wait, stay connected. So who will let me know about first sentence? Raise your hand. Raise your hand where we have to put the comma in this sentence. Vaibhav, you please tell me. Vaibhav, where we
After sir.
after sir. Yes, very good, right answer. Sir, like after sir, we need to use comma. Sir, I shall willingly obey your orders. Means that's the addressing word. Sir is an addressing word. That's why we need to put here comma. Very good, right answer. Now, sentence number 2. Akbar, the greatest Mughal emperor, founded a new religion. So, who will give me the answer of this sentence? Rupal, you please tell me. Rupal, unmute to yourself.
Sir, after Akbar and Mughal emperor.
After Akbar and Mughal emperor. Yes, very
Mughal
good. Right answer, because these words are a position, means like referring words are there. It's telling about more about Akbar. Which Akbar? Akbar, the greatest Mughal emperor. Yes, very good. Right answer. So, dear students, if you feel that your answer can be wrong, so don't feel that like you shouldn't give the you shouldn't try to give the answer. You should try to give the answer. Okay, next sentence is Uma, the youngest daughter in the family, married an Arab. Sorry. So what can we mention here? Comma we have to mention here. So please let me know where we need to use comma here. Who will give me the answer? Palak, you please tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, after Uma and after in the family.
Very good. Uma, the youngest daughter in the family. Right, these are the referring words. That's why we have used the comma after Uma, means that before the youngest and after the family word. Very good, right answer. Next sentence, the sun having set, it became very pleasant. So who will let me know about sentence number 4? Yog, you please tell me. Yog Chaudhary, you please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, after it,
Before it. Okay, almost right answer. Before it, we
yes,
need to
before
use
it.
the sun having set, it became very pleasant. We are giving the extra information कि कब pleasant दिखता है जब sun पूरा set हो जाता है, right? To make them separate, we have to use comma after the set word. Very good, right answer. Next, sentence number 5. I must get a new dress for Shivani, a pair of gloves for Vibhu, a pair of socks for Anshu, and a scarf for Mukul. So where we need to use, it's quite complicated sentence. Let's see that who can give me the answer of this sentence. Rupal. Rupal, can you try? Rupal, give me the answer if you can.
Sir, after Shivani,
Hmm.
after Boo,
Vibhu, okay.
that's it.
Ah, yeah, that's it. Yes, I must get a new dress for Shivani, then comma a pair of gloves for Vibhu, and comma a pair of socks for Anshu, and a scarf for Mukul. Yes, very good, right answer. These are the phrases, and to make them separate, we need to use comma here. Very good, right answer. So, dear students, rest of sentences of this exercise you should do by yourself. A few we have done, and soon I'll send the answer key. Then you can match your answers.